Attention passionate Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Let's dive deep into what's happening with the Seahawks right now. It's been quite a roller coaster of a season and off-season, folks. The Seahawks wrapped up 2024 with a solid 10-7 record, which, if you think about it, is pretty impressive considering all the upheaval and changes they've gone through. This team has shown resilience, grit, and a real knack for sticking with it through thick and thin. And if you look back at the key moments of last season, it's clear that the Seahawks are building something special, a foundation that could lead to another deep playoff run, maybe even another shot at that elusive Super Bowl title. Starting right from Week 1, the Seahawks made a statement by grabbing an electrifying win over the Denver Broncos. That game was a roller coaster, with Geno Smith leading the charge, throwing a clutch touchdown that set the tone for the season. But it wasn't just Geno's arm that stood out. Cornerback Mike Jackson was a star on the defensive side, recovering two crucial fumbles that basically sealed the victory for Seattle. That game showed us right out of the gate that this team was ready to fight, to scrap for every yard, and to make big plays when it mattered most. As the season progressed, the Seahawks demonstrated significant growth on defense, especially in Week 14 when they faced the Arizona Cardinals. They dominated that game, winning 30-18, and it was a clear sign that the defensive unit was evolving. Led by Jackson Smith-Njigba's impressive performances and a secondary that was sharp and opportunistic, Seattle's defense started to become a real threat. It's that kind of growth that makes fans excited for what's to come. The team's ability to make big plays and to tighten up when needed is exactly what you look for in a playoff contender. Now, the coaching staff, led by Mike Macdonald, is shaping the team in his image. Macdonald is entering his second offseason at the helm, and you can already see his fingerprints all over the squad. He's building a team that plays with passion, discipline, and a relentless desire to win. His approach emphasizes tough defense, smart offensive schemes, and a focus on developing young talent. This offseason, though, marked a major turning point. The Seahawks made some tough but strategic moves to reshape their roster. One of the most significant was trading away quarterback Geno Smith to the Raiders, which might seem surprising at first glance. But this move was all about acquiring valuable draft capital, giving the Seahawks more ammunition to build for the future. They used those draft picks, and folks, they made some savvy choices, selecting promising rookies like offensive lineman Gray Zabel and safety Nick Imanwari in the 2025 NFL Draft. These players are raw but have immense potential, and they're exactly the kind of young talents that can grow into key pieces for Seattle's future. But even with these additions, the roster still needs some serious upgrades. The Seahawks are aware of that, and they're actively looking to bolster their squad for another playoff push. One of the major areas they've been focusing on is wide receiver. Let's be honest, last season showed us how crucial it is to have reliable pass catchers, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC West. So, the Seahawks decided to overhaul their receiver room significantly. They traded away fan-favorite DK Metcalf to the Pittsburgh Steelers and released veteran Tyler Lockett. That's a big shift, no doubt, but it was part of a broader plan to bring in fresh talent and create a more dynamic and versatile receiving core. To fill the void, they signed veteran wide receivers like Cooper Kupp and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. These guys bring experience, route-running savvy, and big playability. But they didn't stop there. They also drafted rookies Torrey Horton and Ricky White III, who are talented young receivers with plenty of upside. These newcomers joined Jackson Smith-Njigba and Jake Bobo, forming a retooled, exciting receiving group. It's a unit that has a lot of promise, but like any team, it's not perfect yet. They're still lacking that dependable fifth wide receiver, someone who can bring versatility, veteran leadership, and consistency to the table. That's where Noah Brown comes into the picture. And folks, this is where things get really interesting. Noah Brown, who's been around the league with stops in Dallas, Houston, and Washington, now finds himself in Seattle, and he could be exactly what the Seahawks need. Brown first made a splash in 2022 with the Dallas Cowboys, catching 43 passes for 555 yards and 3 touchdowns. He showed he can be a reliable target, especially when called upon in clutch moments. Over the last season, in 2024, he played 11 games for Washington, starting 9 of them. He caught 35 passes for 453 yards and scored 1 touchdown, averaging nearly 13 yards per reception, a very respectable figure. His long catch of 52 yards shows he has the big play ability the Seahawks crave. What's impressive about Brown is his steady production and veteran poise. He's been through different systems, quickly adapting wherever he's gone, and he's proven to be a leader on and off the field. Now, at 62, and with a modest cap hit of around $3 million, he's a low-cost, high-reward addition that could fit perfectly into Seattle's plans. The Seahawks need a reliable veteran in that receiver room, someone who can step in and contribute immediately, especially in critical third-down situations or as a red zone target. Brown could be that guy, providing stability and experience, especially as the team continues to develop its younger receivers. However, acquiring Brown isn't just a matter of making a simple trade. Washington currently views him as a valuable third option behind Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel, and they have a deep roster with young talents like Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane, along with veteran reserves such as Michael Gallup and K.J. Osborne. That surplus of options means Washington might be willing to listen if a good offer comes along, especially if it helps them clear cap space or rebuild some depth elsewhere. So, Seattle's front office will need to be strategic and competitive in negotiations, but the potential payoff is huge. Brown's addition could not only provide much-needed depth, but also serve as a vital piece in their playoff puzzle for 2025. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move signals that the Seahawks are serious about competing again. It's not just about filling roster spots. It's about building a team that can punch above its weight, that can challenge the NFC powers and make a real run at the Super Bowl. The combination of young talent, seasoned veterans, and smart offseason moves like bringing in Noah Brown shows that Seattle's coaching staff, led by McDonald, is building a team with a clear vision. One that's hungry, disciplined, and ready to take on anyone. It's exciting for us fans to see the direction they're heading. The Seahawks have always been known for their resilience, their never-give-up attitude, and their ability to find hidden gems. Brown might just be the latest piece that completes the puzzle. If Washington shows any willingness to negotiate, Seattle should be prepared to act quickly. They need a steady, reliable target who can step right into the lineup and help them make that push into the postseason. With Brown's proven production, leadership, and affordability, it's a move that could have major ripple effects across the NFC West and the entire league. So, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, keep an eye on how this story develops. The Seahawks are making bold moves, reshaping their roster, and aiming for that Super Bowl stage once again. The addition of Noah Brown might be the quiet but crucial move that tips the scales in their favor. It's a fascinating time for Seahawks fans, and I can tell you, the excitement is just starting to build. They're not just rebuilding, they're reloading for another shot at greatness. With a talented, motivated team and this kind of strategic acquisition, the 2025 NFL season could be one of the most thrilling in recent memory for Seattle supporters. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And finally, guys, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Noah Brown coming to Seattle? Do you believe he can be that dependable wide receiver the Seahawks need to make a deep playoff run? Are you excited about the team's direction with all the changes this offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seattle Seahawks. We're all in this together, rooting for the blue and green to bring home another Super Bowl victory. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Seahawks.